Swinging 12 Giants. Very powerful set. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the class. This is in the society class. Myself and Dave managed to come up and win this for Kids Society using Challenger, Hillcrest Candy, 3. Well, it's 25th of September. For me the show season's well and truly over. It is for most people, I'd imagine. Harrogate was the last show. I've just left the plants alone since then. The covers are still up. I left them up purely for just plant selection on the later varieties, which I'll show you shortly. And the potential to maybe take a bit of seed if I feel like it. Still been watering. It's been on about 24 hours under there, just to really give them a good soaking. And probably Wednesday, couple of 3 days time, I shall take the covers off, and that'll be it. We learn a few lessons through this season that we want to take into the next season, and I shall show you a few of those if I can. But pretty much we're coming to the end of certainly the video diary, and probably what I'll do from here on in is just do specific filming, be it lifting tubers, storing, setting them up, taking cuttings and so on, through to next season. Now we're under the covers here, and it's just showing throughout the season as the plants flower, we get plants that sort of stand out above others, be it for quality of bloom or health of plant. Generally it's the bloom quality I'm picking, as long as the health is good. With that, then that's a combination I look for. And what I do one way or another, be it with twist-its or any other form of marking, I'll just mark the cane of the plant. That one's got a couple of twist-its on it. Normally 2 twist-its means keep. If I get any plants that I'm not particularly happy with, again it could be that the health is fine but the flower quality has been poor, then it gets marked with 1 twist-it. There's another plant over there that's marked, and 1 here, and generally by the end of the season you realise you've probably picked them well, because like this plant, every flower has been shown off this plant, and you know that's now what's coming back up from the very basal growth of it, and about February it'll be in full flower again. That's the detriment of stripping the plants clean when you're growing them, that there is no second flush. You know, we're late September and what's left down there is never going to see a flower on it, but what you do get is full-bodied flowers that you can control at the time that you want them to flower. If I don't show the flower, I tend to do that and just break it off just above the footstalk. So if I haven't marked the plant but I've realised that over a period of time I've cut every flower, then it gets marked. If I look at a plant like that I've probably only cut 1 flower for show, and there's another 1, 2, 3, 4 shoots that I've just snapped off, and obviously that one there that hasn't come to anything. It may be that it was just unlucky and it flowered out of time, but I would tend to avoid that plant as far as marking it or lifting it for propagation. Do the same on the BJs. Anything that I intend to grow again next year, I mark. Anything that people may well ask me for stock, I'll mark them so I don't, intentionally give people any stock that isn't at least selected from the plants. And again, you can see here the marking on the canes and what's left of a plant. A few seed heads there that I may well have, whether I ever get round to using them. This one's caught my eye, Rosendale Lottie. Now, it's not been growing very well. I knew the plants were all going to be very late. I didn't enjoy the chop back, but I think that as a variety, as a medium deck, has got some potential, and I'm sort of debating with myself now whether I shall be growing it. It's got its problems. It seems to be a bit rubbery on the stem, and you can get some weird and wonderful centres on it. You can see where all the blooms are snapped over. That's a fault. But I think maybe at highest level competition, if you wanted to use a medium deck, then this one potentially has the quality. It's either that or BJ. Charlie 2 is very reliable, or Mascot, or House Mascot, or any other variant of them is very reliable, but whether it is really top-notch quality, I don't think it is. So if you want one that you can cut and show, the grown mascots, if you want one you can use in championships, then you really have to start digging deep and contemplating perhaps Millennium, Trend-Growth Millennium, or something along this lines that you may have to do something a bit different with to get it right. But if you can get it right, it may well reward you with a stunning vase. You can see the candy there, pretty much finished. A lot of sad flowers there. A lot of rough coming through them now. I left a bit because I was a bit worried about bloom size. 8 up, they started coming a little bit big, and I did have a bit of a problem with a few flowers getting a bit too close to the ring, so I didn't go through and clean them up any further, and there's quite a lot of undergrowth coming through them now. But that's the end of the season for me. There's 1 or 2 sports. I've had 2 plants of Narrows Treacia that have come completely cream, which I've marked, and Gateshead Festival 1 plant that's come nigh on yellow, and we'll see what comes of those next year. But it's always nice now and again to come out here and see 1 or 2 flowers that are still reasonable. There's a young BJ. And it gives you sort of thoughts and ideas for next year, which way you'd want to go. I try not to nail it down too much, but you can't help but think all the time about the following year. Here's the Challenger, just to show you that they did flower in the end. Again, I pretty much let them go, but there's 1 or 2 nice flowers amongst them. Shame there's nowhere for them to go. I will grow it again. I may look at getting some alternative stock in just to compare, but at least I know that the stock here is reasonable. The flowers are good. They just come a lot later due to my fault, not theirs. So thanks for watching. Any questions throughout, please keep on asking, and as and when anything relevant happens, or I do anything relevant in the garden, I will be filming it and popping it on. But it certainly won't be weekly from now on, so there's not so much to do.